Parabel, wisdom waits for those who listen. The inner fortress. Never lose what is yours. How much of your peace relies on things you cannot keep? Be honest. The security of your job, the health of your body, the stability of your bank account, the respect of others. All of these things are beautiful, but they are also external. They are borrowed. They are conditional. And because they are conditional, you live in constant fear. The fear of the market collapsing, the fear of unexpected illness, the fear of that single event, the layoff, the breakup, the ruin that could wipe out everything you've built. You feel like a king standing on a throne of ice, knowing the sun is rising. You try to hold on, clutching at things that are not truly yours, exhausting yourself in a desperate attempt to freeze time. The outside world is a relentless thief. It takes status, comfort, and sometimes everything material. And when it takes these things, you feel destroyed, broken, because you built your kingdom in the wrong place. You built it on shifting sands. It is time to learn how to build the one thing you can never lose, the one place where you are truly safe, the one kingdom that is forever yours. The Parable of the Monarch and the Barbarians. Long ago, in a land of vast empires, there ruled a wise and just monarch. He governed a huge kingdom, known for its wealth, its mighty armies, and its beautiful, towering capital city. His people called him a king, but he referred to himself as a steward. He knew that the gold, the armies, and the palace itself were not truly his. They were temporary gifts entrusted to his care. One peaceful morning, the young seeker came to the monarch's court, but he looked frightened. He stood before the king, his hands shaking. "Your Majesty," the seeker whispered, "I have heard the rumors. Barbarians from the north have crossed the mountain pass. They are merciless. They burn every city they conquer, and they will soon be at your gates. What will you do? Your army is vast, but the enemy is endless." The king listened to the boy's frantic warning. He did not dismiss the news, nor did he panic. His face remained calm, his gaze steady. He turned to his general and gave orders to prepare the city defenses, not with a shout, but with a quiet, measured voice. He looked back at the seeker, who was pacing, trembling with fear. "Boy," the king said, "you fear the loss of my entire kingdom." "Yes, your Majesty, the city, the people, everything will be lost." The king nodded, a sad look in his eyes. "You are right. The outer kingdom may be lost, the walls may fall, the gold will be stolen, the throne will be taken." The seeker's eyes widened in despair. "Then where will you go? Where is your final retreat? Where is your sanctuary when everything is gone?" The king smiled, a deep, serene smile. He lifted his hand and pointed not to a secret underground vault, but to his own heart. "My boy," he said, his voice carrying the weight of ages, "the outer kingdom is merely a staging post. My true fortress is not this stone palace. My true fortress is built within me, and no barbarian army can ever breach its walls." The siege. A few weeks later, the siege began. The battles were long and terrible, But the barbarian army was relentless. The city walls eventually crumbled. The barbarians, savage and greedy, tore through the city, taking the gold, burning the libraries, destroying the palace. The young seeker watched from a distance, horrified. He saw the magnificent king, stripped of his robes, standing defenseless amidst the rubble. A savage barbarian chieftain approached the king, laughing. He raised his sword above the king's head, ready to strike, and roared, "Where is your power now, old king? We have taken everything. What is left?" The seeker closed his eyes, expecting the final blow, but the king did not flinch. He looked at the chieftain with calm, steady eyes, the same calm eyes he had shown when giving orders to his general. He simply replied, his voice strong and clear, "You mistake the walls for the king. You have taken the temporary palace, yes. But you have not taken my judgment. You have not taken my dignity. You have not taken my truth. Those things were never stored in the vault, nor were they kept within these walls. They are mine alone." The chieftain, confused and disarmed by the king's unyielding composure, hesitated. He saw a broken old man, yet he felt the presence of an authority he could not conquer. The physical kingdom was lost, but the king remained. The seeker finally understood. The king had lost his kingdom, but he had lost nothing that was truly his. The Citadel of Marcus Aurelius. This is the central pillar of Stoicism, the core idea taught by the philosopher-emperor Marcus Aurelius, the inner fortress, or the citadel. He wrote in his meditations, "Withdraw into yourself." The rational soul is empowered to know itself and to organize its own actions. That is its fortress. The world teaches you to build defenses externally, wealth, status, titles, security systems, but those defenses are all temporary. The market can crash your wealth. The mob can steal your status. Illness can take your health. The only things truly and absolutely yours are your judgment, how you choose to view the event, character, your honesty, courage, justice, and self-discipline, choice, what action you decide to take next. When the barbarians took the king's gold, it was a misfortune, but it was not a loss to the king's soul. When the chieftain insulted him, it was merely an event. The king refused to assign value to it, protecting his inner fortress from external invasion. The true loss is not the loss of property. The true loss is the loss of character, the loss of dignity, the loss of self-control. That is the only theft you truly need to fear. Building the impregnable walls. The walls of this inner fortress are not built with stone. They are built with discipline. The wall of non-judgment. Refuse to call external events bad. A job loss is not bad. It is an event. Your judgment that it is a catastrophe is what truly harms you. The king did not judge the barbarians' arrival as the end of the world. He judged it as a difficult event that requires action, the guard of self-sufficiency. Do not seek validation from others. If you require applause to feel worthy, you have given the key to your fortress to the audience. Your value is determined solely by your internal scorecard, which only you can see. The moat of acceptance. Accept what you cannot change. The barbarians are at the gates. The storm has arrived. Fighting reality is a war you will always lose. Accept the external conditions so you can focus all your energy on your internal response. When you build these walls, you become impregnable. When the market crashes, you feel the pain, but you do not become a victim. When the insult comes, you hear the noise, but you do not surrender your peace. The king remains. The king, stripped of his power, was still a king. He was a king because he retained his royal virtues, his composure, his reason, his courage. The barbarian chieftain, surrounded by stolen gold, was still just a savage, controlled by his greed and his rage. He was the true slave. In life, you are constantly being tested. The barbarians will arrive. They may come as a sudden diagnosis, a financial crisis, or the betrayal of a friend. When these barbarians arrive, they will ask the same question. Where is your power now? Will they find you weeping in the rubble, or will they find you standing tall, knowing that the most valuable things, your judgment and your character, were safely stored inside? If you build your fortress, they can take your house, they can take your money, they can take your status, but they will leave confused because they will realize that the kingdom they sought to destroy was never truly in the palace. It was in the king. Your command. The world is a noisy, chaotic place, but you have the power to create a sanctuary. Your inner fortress does not need guards. It needs discipline. Stop spending your energy on external defenses. Start building the walls that matter. Your life is not about avoiding the attack. It is about guaranteeing that the attack can never reach your soul. Make your choice. Will you remain a king even in the rubble? I want you to make an unbreakable vow right now. Declare that your true worth is untouchable. Go to the comments section and write in all caps, "My fortress is unbroken." Make this decree. Let it be the seal on your self-sovereignty. If this parable taught you where to store your true power, hit the like button so others may find their inner fortress. And subscribe to this channel for more ancient wisdom. The outer kingdom may fall, but the king remains